A princess and an auto mechanic? A Nazi sympathizer who gave up the throne? The royal family isn't everything that they seem. Keep watching to find out what's behind their public face. Elizabeth II may appear passive and dutiful, but she's actually one killer queen. During World War II, she worked as an auto mechanic. As noted by the National World War II Museum, the then teen princess put her gown aside and trained as a servicewoman to help the war effort, leading to her being dubbed Princess Auto Mechanic. To date, she's the only woman in the royal family to have ever served in the armed forces. When the war came to an end, the queen did what many teens would do. She snuck out of the house to celebrate VIII Day on the bustling streets of London, going incognito with her sister Margaret. She recalled the night in a 1985 BBC Radio 4 interview, saying, "I think it was one of the most memorable nights of my life." Prince Charles loves to portray himself as a devoted conservationist and climate action advocate.
Underlying everything are the fundamental patterns in the universe.
He was also praised for condemning the UK's role in imperialism and slavery in 2021. However, his compassionate pursuits, while admirable, cannot shield him from criticism. For instance, his aforementioned anti-slavery remarks were sullied by allegations that he was in fact the person who questioned whether his grandson Archie would have dark skin. In his book, Brothers and Wives, Inside the Private Lives of William, Kate, Harry, and Meghan, royal author Christopher Anderson named Charles as the person who uttered the racist remark, though the Prince of Wales firmly denies this. Charles apparently cheated on Lady Di with his now wife Camilla Parker Bowles and pretty much admitted that he never really loved his sadly departed ex-wife. During a 1981 interview, a reporter asked the newly engaged couple whether they were in love. Diana replied that they were. Charles had a different answer.
Whatever in love means.
Moreover, he allegedly contributed to Diana's eating disorder by making fat-phobic jibes about her weight mere days into the couple's engagement. As the princess recalled in a recording, "Bulimia started the week after we got engaged. My husband put his hand on my waistline and said, 'Oh, a bit chubby here, aren't we?' And that triggered off something in me." Prince Philip, who died in 2021, was notorious for his numerous offensive gaffes, which remain a damning reminder of Britain's colonial past. But beneath Philip's politically incorrect exterior lay a complex man who championed a variety of causes. During World War II, 83% of Greece's Jews were murdered by the Nazis, though according to The Guardian, Prince Philip's mother, Princess Alice of Battenberg, managed to save an entire Greek Jewish family from the Holocaust. Following in his mother's footsteps, Philip was a passionate ally of the Jewish people. As noted by the Times of Israel, Philip became the first royal to visit Israel when he attended a ceremony honoring his mom and often gave speeches at Jewish events. Moreover, while what CNN described as his, quote, casual racism made him seem like a relic of the past, the Duke of Edinburgh was woke in some respects. He was, in fact, a staunch environmentalist and spoke passionately about climate action. He told the BBC, "If we've got this extraordinary diversity on this globe, it seems awfully silly for us to destroy it. All these other creatures have an equal right to exist here. We have no prior rights to the earth than anybody else. And if they're here, let's give them a chance to survive."
We depend on every other living thing on this planet, just as much as they depend on us.
Much has been made of Prince Harry's intellect, or supposed lack thereof. In the British satirical sitcom The Windsors, Harry is depicted as an illiterate prince whose favorite reading material consists of children's coloring books. These myths largely stem from his less than impressive performance at school, but Harry proves that one doesn't need a college degree to be intelligent. Since leaving royal duties behind, Harry has given numerous inspiring speeches and interviews, showcasing his undeniable eloquence. In particular, his insight into bullying during Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast attracted immense praise. He told Shepard, "Hatred is a form of projection. We're not born to hate people. It manifests itself over a period of time, and of course it can come from unresolved pain, but ultimately there's a source to it." When dealing with internet trolls, Harry revealed that he thinks about what might be spurring their bad behavior and tries to have compassion for them. Moreover, interviewing Black Lives Matter activist Patrick Hutchison for GQ, Harry was brave enough to acknowledge his own race and class privileges, saying, "Unconscious bias, from my understanding, having the upbringing and the education that I had no idea what it was. I had no idea it existed. And then, as sad as it is to say, it took me many, many years to realize it."
Especially then living a day or a week in my wife's shoes.
While his little brother is often viewed as the black sheep of the family, Prince William is largely seen as the upstanding royal who can do no wrong. But is he really Prince Charming? Allegations of infidelity have haunted him for years, with Rose Hanbury having long been rumored to be his mistress. In 2019, In Touch published an exposé on the alleged affair. Hanbury and Kate Middleton had actually been close pals, but a source told the mag that they had a major falling out in the wake of cheating rumors, the insider claimed. They come across as a perfect couple who can do no wrong, but the reality is most couples have their issues, and William and Kate are no different. The palace denied the allegations and attempted to suppress the British tabloids from reporting them. It seems that these attempts were largely successful, with many publications merely alluding to a falling out between Middleton and Hanbury. According to William and Kate, a royal love story, William's alleged bad boy behavior doesn't end there. Early on in their relationship, William and Kate were growing apart, which led to a sullen William to allegedly grope a woman's breast at a nightclub. It may appear that Prince Andrew is filthy rich, but that simply isn't the case. He lives the life of a billionaire, yet he receives only around $360,000 a year, according to The Sun. Although that's a substantial amount of dough, at least for a royal, it's certainly not enough to explain the means of his billionaire swag. So how exactly is he sustaining this life of luxury? According to an investigation by the Daily Mail, Andrew's dodgy dealings with multimillionaire tycoon David Rowland may explain his mysterious wealth. During trade missions meant to promote UK business, the prince allegedly ended up promoting a private Luxembourg-based bank for the super rich that was owned by Rowland and his family. But there's more to Andrew's shady dealings. His ex-wife was severely in debt at one point, and the debt was partly paid off by convicted pedophile financier Jeffrey Epstein, according to the Evening Standard. During a disastrous Newsnight interview, Andrew addressed rumors that he sexually abused girls who had been trafficked by Epstein, claiming that one accuser was lying in her testimony because he supposedly has a rare medical condition in which he cannot sweat.
I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady.
He also said that he has never really partied, despite tabloid photos that suggest otherwise.
I never have really partied.
He also praised Epstein and admitted to spending time on his private plane and his private island.
But he had the most extraordinary ability to bring extraordinary people together.
Despite appearing like a compliant, dutiful royal wife, Kate Middleton has a surprising edge to her. According to Carol Lieberman, the Duchess was a party girl at her university and loved donning skimpy outfits. Lieberman told Radar Online, Kate is a good girl that used bad girl techniques to get her prince. Then came the see-through dress. Kate wore it when she walked the catwalk in a fashion show, and not surprisingly, her mega-sexy getup caught Prince William's eye. They started dating shortly afterwards, but he was kind of non-committal and spent a lot of time clubbing with his boys. What's more, Middleton let out her inner mean girl when she allegedly made Meghan Markle cry. Speaking with Oprah, Meghan said that past notions that she had acted inappropriately towards the Duchess of Cambridge were a cover-up for the truth. She told Oprah it was in fact Middleton who reduced her to tears.
What was hard to get over was being blamed for something that not only I didn't do, but that happened to me.
During the lead-up to her big day, Meghan said that she and Kate had a dispute.
A few days before the wedding, she was upset about something pertaining to, yes, the issue was correct, about flower girl dresses.
Perhaps the Duchess was preparing for her future role within the royal family by queening over Meghan. Either way, if Meghan's claims are true, then Kate better rein in that snide behavior. The man who would be king but then wasn't, Edward VIII, reigned for just 325 days before his brother George VI, Queen Elizabeth's father, took over in 1936. Famous for abdicating to be with the woman he loved, the American socialite Wallis Simpson, Edward was more than a flaky monarch. It has now been revealed that he was a Nazi sympathizer who encouraged an adolescent Queen Elizabeth and her sister, Princess Margaret, to do the Nazi salute. The Sun first published footage of the Queen and Margaret being taught how to perform the Sieg Heil pose as children by their Uncle Edward. The Queen Mother can also be seen joining in with these shocking shenanigans. As the New York Times highlights, Edward actually met Hitler in 1937. The publication noted, the visit to Germany, a deep embarrassment to Edward's brother, King George VI, served to confirm Hitler's view that the Duke of Windsor was an advocate of the Nazi cause and could be of future use. There was even a Nazi plot to try and bring Edward back on the throne, according to The Guardian. While his little brother George was soothing the nation during wartime with his inspiring speech, Edward was reportedly corresponding with the Nazis via problematic telegrams, which he later claimed were complete fabrications. The Queen's granddaughter, Zara Tindall, may come across like a stuffy, pompous royal, but she's quite the opposite. the acclaimed equestrian has little concern for aristocratic airs and graces. She's married to Mike Tindall, a rugby player from a lower-middle-class background. As Mike told Hello, Zara is anything but a passive princess, and her fiery temperament is just what he loves about her. He said, "If something goes wrong, say a parcel doesn't turn up, I don't get angry. Even when I broke my leg and couldn't play in the last World Cup, I accepted it. Zara isn't like that. She's not scared of saying how she feels, but I wouldn't want a doormat." The untitled royal is also pretty relatable when it comes to her meal of choice. Rather than indulge in caviar and champers, the equestrian celebrated winning a silver medal at the 2012 Olympics by eating at McDonald's. When queried about her daily routine by One News, Tindall highlighted just how plain ordinary her life is, saying, "Pretty normal. I mean, just getting up and training, doing the horses, having Mia, you know."
It's great to be able to do them both so closely. It's a good lifestyle to have.
With her elegant attire and graceful demeanor, the stunning Princess Margaret expertly played the part of a dignified royal in photo ops, but behind the scenes, she was highly troubled and led a turbulent life. A party girl, she gained a reputation for drinking hard and eventually developed health problems. When she was still a teen, the princess began smoking. Her habit was exacerbated by her father's death in 1952, which was also smoking-related. Her party girl ways were largely shaped by the royal hierarchy, which placed Margaret firmly below her betrothed elder sis. Royal biographer Andrew Morton explained to Vanity Fair, "Margaret often felt that she was in Elizabeth's shadow. She was 4 years younger and tried to make up for the age difference by wearing the same clothes and doing the same things as her older sister, but there was a hierarchy and Margaret always came behind the queen." As for her love life, she later had the hots for a hunky writer, Roddy Llewellyn, who began dating Margaret when he was 26 and she was 43, as Llewellyn told The Telegraph. She's also rumored to have had an affair with rocker Mick Jagger. An insider told biographer Christopher Anderson, "She found him sexy and exciting. If you saw them laughing together, dancing, the way she'd put her hand on his knee and giggle at his stories like a schoolgirl, you'd have thought there was something going on." Don't be fooled by her cherubic countenance. Princess Charlotte is a royal rebel in the making. From insulting reporters to being domineering over her brothers, Charlotte is no goody two-shoes. On the way to her baby brother Louis's christening, she trolled the paparazzi by telling them, quote, "You're not coming," a hilarious dig captured by The Sun. Ouch. Making it clear just how much she really doesn't care for having her photo taken, Charlotte got super cheeky on another occasion. At a regatta charity event, she boldly stuck her tongue out at photographers, as her mom seemingly attempted to assuage the situation. Sticking her tongue out at the paps seems to be her modus operandi, as she also cheekily made the gesture at Harry and Meghan's wedding while dressed in her angelic flower girl ensemble. We're surprised she didn't pair that dainty dress with combat boots. On many occasions, she appears to dominate her big brother, George. As reported by ABC News, the Queen admitted that Charlotte likes to boss George around. Kate Middleton also has said that Charlotte is often in charge. The disconnect between Lady Diana's public and private life is truly astonishing. One of Princess Diana's most noble acts was her embrace of AIDS patients at a time when homophobic falsehoods around the virus were shamefully widespread. A doctor who cared for children with AIDS in a New York hospital recalled a poignant encounter between Diana and a patient. Margaret Haggerty told the New York Times about the incident, which was depicted in The Crown, saying, "She did it spontaneously, but she also did the human thing. He was 5 or 6 years old, and she just picked him up and hugged him." There was so much misinformation disseminated about the disease during the 80s and 90s. Many people erroneously thought that they could catch the virus merely through being in the presence of a sufferer. Diana actually making physical contact with AIDS patients was testament not only to her compassionate nature, but also to her commitment to causes deemed taboo for many royals.
Well, I think the princess actually helped get that message across by the mere fact that she wasn't wearing gloves.
She also loved pop music, as DJ Pat Sharp told Entertainment Daily. "It's strange, but she just seemed like a pop fan, which you wouldn't expect her to be, being a royal." Moreover, Diana enjoyed hanging out in gay clubs with her pal Freddie Mercury, according to the book The Power of Positive Drinking. Additionally, her taste in food was equally plebeian. In an interview with Marie Claire, the royal family's chef, Darren McGrady, revealed that Diana loved taking her sons to McDonald's. When she wasn't there, McGrady said, Diana enjoyed healthy eating, dishes like stuffed bell peppers, stuffed eggplant, and fish. Born into a life of wealth that others can only dream of, the Duke and Duchess of York's youngest daughter, Princess Eugenie, may appear obscenely privileged, but she has an altruistic side to her that is seldom seen. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she volunteered to help feed the homeless, teaming up with the Salvation Army and packaging deliveries for food banks. She wrote on Instagram, "We helped pack trolleys of food that are then taken and distributed to the Army's hugely important and much-needed food banks that feed thousands across the UK." What's more, Eugenie's life has not been as easy as it may seem. She was diagnosed with scoliosis as a child and now campaigns for the Royal National Orthopaedic Hospital NHS Trust. She wrote in a blog post, "During my recent visit to the hospital's Stanmore site where I was treated, I was reminded of how remarkable a place it is. I met a young cancer patient who had had a bone removed from his leg and replaced with a bionic prosthesis, which grows at the same rate as his leg. This amazing technology was invented by specialists at the RNOH in 2003 and is now used all over the world." On the surface, Prince Michael of Kent, who is the Queen's first cousin, seems like a respectable businessman. As his official website highlights, he gives money to numerous reputable charities and once served his country in the armed forces. But an exposé by The Times and Channel 4 dispatches revealed that he is far from the man he presents to the public. According to the investigation, he was selling Kremlin access. Undercover reporters caught Michael in a compromising position whereby he claimed he could enable access to the higher echelons of the Kremlin. He then said that for a fee of $200,000, he would give the bogus organization his royal seal of approval.
I've been connected with Russia for a long time.
His pal, the Marquess of Reading, interjected, saying that they were speaking discreetly.
Because we wouldn't want the world to know that he's seeing Putin purely for business reasons.
When a reporter mentioned that it seemed rather unusual that Michael is friendly with Putin, considering the UK's strained relationship with Russia, the Marquis went on to claim that Putin regards Prince Michael as a friend of Russia. Following the exposé, Michael staunchly denied that he had a close friendship with Putin, claiming he hadn't met up with him in 18 years. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about the royal family are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.